Hello friends, this is Yashvanthan. Today we are going to see about VFX 3D simulation. Please like and subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon to get new video updates. 3D simulation is a computer graphics technique that allows artists to create realistic effects like destruction, crowd, fire, smoke, liquids, and particles in their scenes. These can be realistic or stylized, depending on the type of effect and how it's used. A VFX artist must have a solid understanding of the basic laws of physics. Categories of VFX simulation. Particle simulation systems. Particle simulators create points in space which take on the characteristics of scattered phenomena, like rain, smoke, dust, flocks and swarms, crowds, and advancing armies. Crowd simulation is a kind of particle simulation. Due to all the available programs and plugins in the CG industry, it has now become much more accessible to create a scene that requires a full stadium of people. Through this process, VFX technicians eliminate the nightmare of having 1,000 people at the click of a button. There is always much work that goes into a scene like this, where we are needed to do match moving, footage tracking, creating assets, simulation, and not to mention the rendering process, which can take hours and hours. Crowd simulation was only considered possible in large, more high-end post-production companies. Fluid simulations. A particular form of particle simulation is able to recreate the complex movements of fluids in a 3D environment. Liquids are relatively harder to fake because they have a far more complex way of moving and reacting to other objects. The word fluid in this context does not refer to water-like material only, but also to smoke, fire, and any liquid substance, from milk to toothpaste. Fluid simulators generally base calculations on the equations involved in real-world fluid physics. Hair and fur simulation systems. Some of the most difficult dynamic systems to use, edit, and render are hair and fur. In order to make hair look natural in a 3D animation, it must respond to the movements of the body it is attached to. Moreover, external factors such as wind and gravity must also be taken into account. Simulating hair's natural dynamics can make the animation and rendering process so complex that lower-budget projects may not be able to afford it. But bigger projects like blockbuster feature films usually use these functions to the maximum. Rigid body simulation systems. Rigid body simulations are among the most used 3D VFX. These simulation systems are used to create basic collisions, shattering, and movement of inflexible objects. Rigid bodies simulate inflexible objects like wood, stone, glass, or others. Rigid body simulation is used to simulate impacts, collisions, shattered glass, and various other interactions between objects. Soft body simulation systems. Unlike rigid bodies, soft body dynamics or cloth dynamics deal with objects that can be deformed as a part of the collision. Soft body simulation systems are used to create realistic cloth, muscle, fat, and some fluid-like surfaces. Soft body simulation includes simulating the interactions of less rigid materials like cloth, skin, soil, bodily tissues, and anything else which may bend, contort, or ripple instead of break or shatter as hard bodies would. Digital cinema scissors, technical procedures for creative edit and aesthetic final delivery. This book is available in Amazon Kindle, and it is also available as paperback version. Thanking you.